We would like to acknowledge that the episodes in this series are produced on the traditional unceded lands of the Coast Salish peoples, which includes the territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We thank them for allowing us to be their guests.
And I had a wonderful teacher in grade 5, and then I was lucky enough to get her again in grade 7, Mrs. Levitsky.
And that's where I met Michael Vinos, who was my drama teacher in high school, and taught me about sensory awareness. Like, there were a lot of things, a lot of the things that I think I use in my craft now were planted.
But I remember that show, and I think it just impacted me.
I went to my instructor and said, well, could I make an animated movie? He said, yeah.
When that happens, it makes you a little introspective, and it turns you a little bit into an observer.
Because of the way that I grew up, I had a lot of stories to tell. I just had no avenue to tell them, and in fact, many of them were stories that were not told.
They all told me there's not a future in this, especially for a 6'2" First Nation.
So I kind of took all of these different things, including the acting, and that was really interesting. I met some really lovely people, and then had great teachers, you know.
James Houghton gave me my first acting job, professional acting job. I have the pay stub. Like, the first check was only $15.
Of course, Len Carreyrou.
Oh yeah.
Famous Winnipeg actor.
Yeah.
Goes away, becomes very famous. Broadway wins. He's fantastic. He's coming back.
That's Paul Newman, Frank Sinatra, Bruce Lee, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I'm going, I'm in here.
Because the mainstream media, we didn't see a lot of people that looked like us, especially in a leading role or in a positive role. Yeah. And now it's changing in the last few years.
Thing that is unknown. This is something, can you make a living out of this? Is this something that you can do as a profession for your life?
Yeah. I mean, when I work, I've just come off, almost off a job where I'm working with people in their 30s. Okay, so that's a good 30 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to do. I like to work with younger people, but not in any sort of pedagogical way, but I just like I like the energy, and I like very skilled young people. It's great to bounce off.
All we're going to do is try and leave the campsite better than we found it.
Yeah.
And this is a small little act. It's not going to change the world. It's probably not going to change anything, but it's what we can do.